What if I told you that there are three powerful emotions that Machiavelli himself warned you to never reveal? Three feelings so dangerous, so disruptive, that exposing them could sabotage your entire life. These aren't just fleeting thoughts. They are core emotions that influence your decisions, your relationships, your sense of control. And yet, most people go through life completely unaware of them, letting these feelings simmer beneath the surface, unknowingly sabotaging their success and happiness. Maybe you're experiencing this right now, this silent chaos inside, your mind trying to keep it all together while these forbidden emotions threaten to break loose. Fear, anger, and envy, hidden under the guise of civility, but secretly shaping your every move. These are the emotions that Machiavelli knew could make or break a ruler, a leader, a person trying to take control of their destiny. And he warned us, never reveal them, because once you do, everything changes. But here's the truth. Understanding these emotions is the first step to mastering them, to transforming that internal chaos into power. Throughout this video, I'll reveal how these feelings operate, why they are so dangerous, and most importantly, how you can harness them instead of being enslaved by them. Because knowing your hidden emotional triggers is the key to unlocking the control you've been searching for. If this resonates with you, if you've ever felt trapped by your own feelings or wondered what's really holding you back, then I invite you to subscribe now. Because here, we don't just scratch the surface. We dive deep into the truths others are too afraid to confront. We explore the raw, uncomfortable realities that can set you free. So, if you're tired of hiding, tired of feeling powerless, and ready to face the truth about yourself, hit that subscribe button now. Because the path to real mastery begins with facing what you've been told to hide. And trust me, the answers you seek are waiting right here. Have you ever felt like a prisoner inside your own mind, trapped by feelings you're too afraid to admit? Maybe you go through your day pretending everything's fine, but inside, there's a storm raging, fear, anger, envy, hidden behind a forced smile. You carry these emotions silently, convinced that if anyone knew, you'd lose control or be judged as weak. And so you bury them deep down, convincing yourself that suppressing is the only way to keep moving forward. But beneath that facade, an unrelenting chaos brews, gnawing at your peace, tearing at your sense of self. You might notice that your thoughts are constantly at war. One moment, you're angry at someone who wronged you, and the next, you're consumed with envy, wishing you had what they possess. These feelings don't stay isolated. They spiral, feeding into each other, creating a vicious cycle that's impossible to escape. Every time you try to suppress them, they resurface with even greater intensity, like a flood you can't control. It's as if your mind is sabotaging itself, pulling you deeper into a pit of frustration and despair. You feel the weight of these unspoken emotions pressing down on your chest, making it hard to breathe, hard to think clearly. This internal conflict becomes a relentless loop. You want to be in control, to feel strong and justified, but instead, you're overwhelmed by these forbidden feelings. They whisper to you in moments of weakness, convincing you that you're weak for feeling them at all. You convince yourself that hiding them is a form of strength, but deep down, you know it's only hiding the cracks in your armor. The more you deny these emotions, the more they control you, shaping your decisions and poisoning your relationships. It's a silent pain that grows insidiously, making you doubt your own worth and autonomy. And the worst part? You're painfully aware that these feelings are affecting your life, your confidence, your peace, your ability to truly connect with others. Yet instead of confronting them, you push even harder, pretending they don't exist. But they do. They're always there, lurking in the shadows of your mind, waiting to explode when you least expect it. And in that moment, you realize that these emotions, fear, anger, envy, are not just feelings. They are parts of you that you refuse to own, parts that threaten to undo everything you've worked so hard to build. And that truth, it leaves you feeling more alone and vulnerable than ever. As you stretch, you notice a strange tightness in your chest, as if a heavy stone is pressing down on your heart. You go through the motions of your day, but a restless unease follows you like a shadow. At work, you find yourself smiling politely at colleagues, hiding the storm inside. When someone asks about your weekend, you nod and respond casually, but inside, there's a silent scream for relief that no one can hear. Throughout the day, small things become triggers. An unexpected comment, a glance that feels judgmental, a task that seems insurmountable. You catch yourself clenching your fists or biting your lip, trying to suppress the rising anger or frustration. You feel a burning envy when someone else succeeds, yet you quickly shove it aside, convinced that showing any weakness makes you vulnerable. But the feelings lurk beneath the surface, gnawing at your calm, twisting your thoughts into knots of self-doubt. In moments of solitude, you're overwhelmed by a sense of emptiness. You replay conversations in your head, analyzing every word, every gesture, searching for signs of rejection or failure. You obsess over mistakes you made, small, insignificant errors that suddenly feel like proof of your inadequacy. Your mind races, spiraling into negative thoughts that you desperately try to suppress, but they cling to you like a second skin. Even in moments of supposed happiness, laughing with friends, enjoying a hobby, you feel a fleeting sense of peace that quickly dissolves. That feeling is replaced by a gnawing guilt or shame for feeling anything at all, as if your emotions are a secret shame you must hide at all costs. You catch yourself avoiding mirrors, avoiding reflection, afraid of confronting what you see, the internal chaos that no one else notices. Your nights are no refuge either. You lie awake, staring at the ceiling, feeling trapped in a silent prison of your own making. The thoughts swirl, worries about what others think, fears of being exposed, doubts about your worth. The internal pain amplifies when you realize how much you've been holding back, how much you've been pretending to be okay. You feel a deep, suffocating loneliness, even when surrounded by people. It's as if a part of you is fading away, invisible but painfully present, gnawing at your sense of self. You notice these patterns, how you suppress your anger to maintain peace, how envy consumes your thoughts when others seem to succeed so effortlessly, how fear keeps you from truly expressing yourself, and how guilt shrouds every honest emotion. It's a cycle so ingrained that you almost forget there's an alternative. You've become a master at hiding your pain, but beneath that facade, the internal suffering continues to grow, more intense, more consuming. And as the days pass, you realize that this silent torment is shaping your life, your relationships, your confidence, your very sense of who you are. Yet you feel powerless to break free from it. These words echo through the quiet corners of your mind, revealing a harsh truth. The mask you wear is built on lies, and beneath it, a tumult of unspoken emotions roars silently. You are caught in a web of repression, holding back fear, anger, envy, and shame, emotions so intense and raw that confronting them feels like drowning. Yet the greatest pain comes not from these feelings themselves, but from the act of suppressing them, of pretending they don't exist. This is the essence of a concept that has haunted human consciousness for centuries. The idea that hiding our true selves is a form of self-preservation, but ultimately a trap that keeps us imprisoned in our own minds. Imagine for a moment that your inner world is a vast, dark ocean. On the surface, everything appears calm, controlled, even normal. But beneath, turbulent waves crash and churn, carrying the weight of unexpressed emotions. These feelings, fear, anger, envy, shame, are like hidden currents that threaten to pull you under if you dare to acknowledge them. The problem is, we often believe that revealing these emotions will drown us, that vulnerability is a weakness. So instead, you build walls, suppress your feelings, convince yourself that showing your true self is dangerous. This is what psychologists call emotional repression, a defense mechanism designed to shield you from pain, but which paradoxically deepens your suffering. You may have experienced moments where your chest tightens without reason, where thoughts spiral into negativity, or where an inexplicable sense of emptiness wraps around you like a shroud. These are the physical and emotional signals that your suppressed feelings are seeking release. The pain you feel isn't just about what you're hiding. It's about what you're denying yourself: authenticity, connection, peace. When you repress your emotions, you create a divide within yourself, fueling an internal war where part of you longs to be seen and accepted, and the other insists on concealment. This tension becomes a cycle. The more you hide, the more anxious and disconnected you feel. Your self-esteem diminishes, and your relationships suffer because you're afraid to show vulnerability, yet this fear only isolates you further. Ask yourself, what am I afraid will happen if I truly reveal my feelings? Do I believe that my pain makes me weak? Or is it that I fear losing control? Are the emotions I hide secretly craving acknowledgement and understanding? Recognizing these questions is the first step toward breaking free from this cycle. Because beneath the layers of repression lies a truth waiting to be uncovered, a truth that, when embraced, can heal the wounds caused by secrecy and fear. As you ponder these questions, remember this: the journey toward emotional freedom begins with acceptance. Next, we will explore how this hidden pain shapes your reality and how understanding this concept can set you on the path to liberation. Curiosity beckons. What lies beneath your surface waiting to be revealed? It whispers that if you show your true self, your vulnerability, your doubts, your longing, you might lose control or be judged harshly. So you hide your fears behind a facade of confidence, even when inside, a quiet voice questions whether you're enough. For example, when you speak up at work and feel your voice tremble, you might quickly mask it with a joke or change the subject. That instinct to conceal your anxiety isn't weakness. It's a survival mechanism rooted in the fear of rejection or failure. But over time, this fear keeps you confined, reinforcing your sense of inadequacy. Shame is the second. It lurks in moments when you feel you've fallen short, perhaps in a relationship, a decision, or simply in how you see yourself. When you're tempted to share a personal struggle with friends or loved ones but hold back, it's because shame tells you that your imperfections make you unworthy of love or acceptance. You might go through the motions of social interactions, smiling and pretending everything is fine, even when inside you feel a gnawing sense of unworthiness. This shame creates a barrier, preventing genuine connection, trapping you in loneliness and self-criticism. Envy completes this trio. It often manifests as jealousy towards others' successes, their perceived happiness, or their confidence. When you find yourself scrolling through social media and feeling a pang of resentment or inadequacy, that's envy speaking. You secretly wish you had what others seem to possess, be it admiration, love, or material success. Instead of recognizing this emotion as a reflection of your own unmet needs, you suppress it, pretending that it doesn't exist. But envy, like fear and shame, festers beneath the surface, fueling feelings of emptiness and bitterness. Your behaviors mirror these hidden feelings. You avoid vulnerability by keeping your true self locked away, afraid of the consequences. You overcompensate by appearing overly confident or dismissive, as if to affirm that your insecurities are not valid. You hide your envy behind jealousy or resentment, dismissing it as unimportant, while it quietly erodes your self-esteem. These patterns aren't signs of weakness. They are old, unconscious responses to fears you haven't yet faced. They keep you trapped in a cycle of self-protection that prevents genuine growth and connection. Understanding that these three emotions, fear, shame, and envy, are not your enemies but signals of unresolved internal conflicts is empowering. They are part of a pattern you inherited, not a reflection of your true worth. Recognizing them is the first step toward liberation. You are not weak for feeling this way. You are simply caught in an old script that no longer serves you. As you start to see these emotions for what they are, messengers rather than enemies, you open the door to authentic change. And in that recognition, you take the first step toward freeing yourself from the invisible prison of your own making. Now, prepare to explore how embracing your authentic self can transform not only your inner world, but your entire life. There's a quiet tragedy in the way we hide our true selves, a silent suffering that often goes unnoticed even by ourselves. You carry around a mask, a facade built from fear, shame, and envy that conceals your vulnerabilities and keeps you safe from judgment. But beneath that mask, a quiet war rages. You feel it in the moments when you're alone, when the world's expectations fade into silence, and you are left with your own reflection. That's when you confront the truth. The emotions you refuse to reveal are shaping your life more than you realize. Imagine the weight of carrying fear every day. Fear of rejection, of inadequacy, of failure. It's like a shadow that follows you everywhere, whispering doubts into your mind, convincing you that if others saw your true fears, they would abandon you. So, you hide, you pretend, you armor yourself against vulnerability, but in doing so, you disconnect from your authentic self. You become a stranger even to your own feelings, living in a carefully curated illusion of confidence. And what about shame? That deep, gnawing feeling that you are somehow not enough, that your imperfections make you unworthy of love or success. It isolates you in a prison of self-judgment, making genuine connection seem impossible. And then there's envy, an emotion so taboo yet so universal. You look at others' happiness or achievements and feel an inexplicable resentment, a sense that life is unfair or that you've been left behind. But beneath envy lies a cry for recognition, for validation, for a sense of worth that you're desperately seeking somewhere outside yourself. These feelings, kept hidden, become silent poison, subtly controlling your actions and perceptions. They reinforce a false narrative that your vulnerabilities are weaknesses that must remain concealed to survive in this world. But what if I told you that these emotions, fear, shame, envy, are not signs of weakness? They are signals, messages from within, pointing to unresolved conflicts and unmet needs. Recognizing them is the first step toward liberation. Instead of seeing these feelings as flaws to hide, see them as parts of your human experience, as clues to your deeper self. Because until you acknowledge what you hide, you remain trapped in a cycle of self-sabotage and emotional isolation. You live a life dictated by fears you refuse to face, by shame you refuse to confront, by envy you refuse to understand. Now the question is, how long are you going to continue living like this? How much longer will you wear that mask, pretending you're unbreakable, when inside you're longing for authenticity and peace? It's a painful truth to face, but it's the only way out of this silent suffering. Share your thoughts in the comments. Your story matters, and your feelings deserve to be seen. Let's break the silence together, because only through acknowledgement can we begin to heal. You wake up feeling a little off, but you brush it aside. Today's meeting at work is important, and you don't want to seem vulnerable. As you prepare, you hide your doubts behind a confident facade, afraid that showing uncertainty might be seen as weakness. Throughout the day, you smile politely when colleagues ask how you're doing, even though inside a wave of insecurity threatens to drown you. You have that small voice telling you you're not enough, but you push it down, fearing that revealing it could lead to judgment or rejection. When someone criticizes your work, instead of voicing your feelings, you nod and agree, masking your hurt with a forced smile. Inside, you feel the sting of shame, convinced that admitting your struggles would confirm what you secretly believe. You're inadequate. Later, during a casual chat with a friend, they mention a personal achievement, and you feel that familiar twinge of envy. You tell yourself it's just admiration, but deep down, you resent their success. You compare yourself silently, feeling small and invisible in the shadow of others' accomplishments. That envy burrows into your mind, whispering that you're not good enough, that you're missing out or falling behind. Yet, instead of expressing your feelings honestly, you pretend to be happy for them, hiding the bitterness that grows inside. You're caught in a cycle, pretending to be okay, hiding your insecurities, fearing vulnerability, and feeling more isolated with each passing interaction. As the day ends, you carry this emotional weight, feeling exhausted and empty. You've managed to keep up appearances, but beneath the surface, a silent pain persists. The masks you wear prevent you from truly connecting with others, and your unspoken fears and feelings build an invisible wall around you. You walk through your daily interactions, constantly guarding your true self, afraid that revealing your vulnerability might bring rejection or judgment. The loneliness settles in, deepening the ache of suppressing parts of yourself that yearn for acceptance and understanding. You realize, painfully, that this cycle of hiding and pretending leaves you feeling more disconnected, more empty, and more desperate for something real, something you're too afraid to admit you need. But the truth is, when we keep these deep emotions locked inside, fear, shame, envy, we're silently sabotaging our most important relationships. Think about the last time you felt jealous of a friend's success or anxious about not being enough in your partner's eyes. Did you share those feelings, or did you push them down, pretending everything is fine? Repressing these emotions doesn't make them disappear. It only amplifies the disconnect between you and those who care about you. When you hide your fears or shame, you create a barrier that prevents genuine connection. Your partner might sense that something's wrong, but if you don't communicate your true feelings, they'll never truly understand you. Instead, they might interpret your silence as indifference or distance, which fuels their own insecurities and creates a cycle of misunderstanding. Over time, this emotional self-neglect erodes the foundation of trust and intimacy, leading to loneliness even within shared moments. For example, imagine coming home after a tough day and feeling overwhelmed by envy toward a coworker who received praise you didn't. Instead of opening up to your partner about your feelings of inadequacy, you pretend to be fine, smile, and change the subject. The weight of that unspoken emotion begins to build, and soon, small disagreements escalate because underlying issues are never addressed. Or consider a situation where you're anxious about your partner's growing interest in someone else. Instead of honestly discussing your fears, you dismiss your feelings or act distant, hoping they'll somehow read your mind. This silence breeds mistrust and emotional distance, making it harder to rebuild connection later. The pattern of emotional self-neglect becomes a cycle. You suppress your feelings, which causes frustration and loneliness, leading you to withdraw further. But what if you chose to break that cycle? What if you allowed yourself to be vulnerable, to share your fears and insecurities even when it feels uncomfortable? Authenticity, in its raw form, fosters deeper intimacy. It invites understanding, empathy, and real connection. Remember, hiding your true self isn't protecting you, it's isolating you. So ask yourself honestly, how much longer will you keep hiding behind these masks? How much pain are you willing to endure, pretending everything's okay while your heart quietly yearns for genuine connection? Vulnerability isn't a sign of weakness. It's the courage to be truly seen. Are you ready to face your fears and embrace your authentic self? Because until you do, you'll continue living in the shadows of what could be, missing out on love, understanding, and the life you deserve. We might notice persistent headaches that strike without reason, tension in our shoulders that never seems to go away, or a constant feeling of fatigue that drags us down, day after day. These are not random. They are signals from your body, begging you to pay attention. When you hide your vulnerability behind a facade of confidence or happiness, you're essentially silencing your inner voice, and your body starts to scream in ways you might not connect immediately. Stomach aches, tightness in the chest, rapid heartbeat, these are psychosomatic responses to emotional repression. Imagine feeling anxious but telling yourself to stay strong, and instead of addressing that anxiety, it manifests as a knot in your stomach or a pounding in your chest. This isn't just stress, it's your body's cry for help. When we bottle up feelings of shame, jealousy, or fear, we create internal pressure that manifests physically. The constant tension in muscles, the clenched jaw, or the restless nights are all signs that we're ignoring our emotional boundaries. Our bodies are pleading for us to acknowledge what we're feeling, to set boundaries that protect our mental health. Ignoring these signs doesn't make the emotions go away. Instead, they accumulate, leading to chronic issues like high blood pressure, immune suppression, or even digestive disorders. When emotional pain is left unaddressed, It doesn't stay confined to your mind. It leaks into your body, weakening your resilience and making you more vulnerable to illness. The physical symptoms are a mirror reflecting your internal chaos, a call to wake up, to stop pretending you're okay when you're not. Your body is begging you to establish emotional boundaries, to say no, to express what you feel, and to stop hiding behind masks. Reflect on your daily life. Are you ignoring the subtle signs your body sends? Do you dismiss the tightness in your chest or the persistent headaches as mere stress instead of recognizing them as signals of emotional overload? The truth is, your body is already speaking loudly. It's time to listen before the pain becomes unmanageable. Because if you continue to silence your emotions, your body will keep fighting, and the cost will be your health, your peace, and your life. Wake up now. Your body is crying out for your attention. Don't wait until it's too late to hear its urgent call. The more you give in to that fear, the more demands others place on you, whether it's a coworker needing help with a project, a friend seeking emotional support, or a family member expecting you to always be available. As you stretch yourself thinner, the weight of those expectations starts to settle into your bones like a heavy blanket that grows heavier with each passing day. Over time, this cycle feeds itself. The more you yield to the pressure, the more others come to rely on your silence, your compliance, your generosity, regardless of how drained you feel inside. It's as if each act of giving, no matter how small, plants a seed of obligation that blooms into an endless demand. You begin to feel invisible, like a fading shadow in your own life, yet still compelled to carry everyone else's burdens. Your energy shrinks, your patience wears thin, and your body starts to send signals. Headaches that linger, muscles tensing involuntarily, stomach knots tightening when you're alone. But you dismiss these signs, convincing yourself they're just stress, just a bad day. And so, month after month, this pattern deepens. The exhaustion becomes a constant companion, a dull hum beneath your skin. You wake up feeling more exhausted than you did the day before, your mind foggy from sleepless nights spent worrying about whether you're doing enough. You feel trapped in a cycle where your own needs are the last thing on your mind, replaced by a relentless push to meet everyone else's expectations. Every act of sacrifice becomes a brick in the wall of your emotional prison. The more you give, the more others demand, and the more you give, the more exhausted you become, physically, mentally, emotionally, until you're barely recognizable anymore. And amid this endless cycle, a question lingers. How long can you keep playing this game before there's nothing left of you? Your support isn't just about numbers. It's a powerful signal to the universe that you're ready to break free from emotional masks and embrace your true self. When you like this video, you're helping others who are silently suffering, hiding their pain behind a brave face, just like you might have done. Remember, you're not alone in this journey. Sharing your acknowledgement through a simple click can be the first step toward a community of healing and authentic connection. So, go ahead, like this video and open the door to a new chapter of courage and self-awareness. Now let's reflect on what we've uncovered. You've faced the silent pain of hiding your true feelings, fear, shame, envy, those emotions we're often told to suppress. You've learned how this emotional repression manifests physically: headaches, tension, fatigue, stomach aches, and that relentless feeling of being overwhelmed. It's a cycle that feeds on itself, saying yes out of fear of rejection, sacrificing your well-being, feeling invisible and exhausted, only to be caught in a relentless loop of anxiety and physical distress. Yet, beneath this pain lies a profound truth. Vulnerability is not weakness. It's the greatest act of courage you can make. Recognizing your feelings, setting boundaries, and listening to your body are powerful steps toward reclaiming your life. You deserve authenticity, health, and genuine connection. You are worthy of breaking free from this cycle, of embracing your true self, and of living with integrity and peace. Your journey toward emotional freedom starts now. Remember, every small step you take towards honesty and self-care is a victory, because healing begins with the courage to be real. Embrace this moment and let it be the spark that ignites your transformation. Like this video if you're ready to embrace your true self and break free from the masks that hide your authentic emotions. Remember, the journey toward emotional freedom starts with a single step, your decision to face the truth within you. You have the power to change, to grow, and to heal. No matter how heavy the burden of fear, shame, or envy feels today, these feelings do not define you. They are simply signals, calling for your attention and compassion. Deep inside, there is an incredible strength waiting to be unleashed, your courage to be honest, vulnerable, and real. Change is not only possible, it is within your reach right now. Every moment you choose authenticity over pretense, you rewrite your story. You begin to see that vulnerability is not weakness, but a profound act of bravery. It's a gateway to genuine connection, inner peace, and self-love. Imagine living free from the shadows of doubt and emotional masks, stepping into a life where your feelings are acknowledged and embraced. This is your chance to reclaim your power and transform pain into growth. The path may seem daunting at first, but remember, you are not alone. Thousands have walked this road and discovered a brighter, more authentic version of themselves. The choice is yours. Continue hiding behind masks or step into the light of your true self. You deserve that freedom, that peace, that joy. Embrace the possibility of change today, knowing that each small act of honesty is a victory. You are capable of incredible transformation. Trust in your resilience. Believe in your capacity to create a life rooted in authenticity and love. Now take that first brave step. The future you desire begins with the decision you make right now. Your journey to emotional liberation starts today. Keep moving forward. Your best self is waiting to emerge. Remember, the emotions you choose to hide or reveal shape your entire reality. Fear, shame, and envy are powerful forces that often go unnoticed, yet they hold the key to your true freedom. By acknowledging and embracing these feelings, you reclaim control over your life and open the door to genuine connection, inner peace, and authentic happiness. You have the power to decide whether to continue hiding behind masks or to step into the courage of vulnerability, transforming pain into strength and insecurity into confidence. This choice is yours, and with each honest step you take, you move closer to the life you deserve, a life rooted in truth and self-love. Now is the moment to act. If this message resonated with you, I invite you to subscribe to the channel right now, turn on notifications so you won't miss the next steps in your journey, and most importantly, watch the next video I'm leaving here on the screen. It's the crucial next step in the transformation you've started today, a new chapter of emotional liberation and authentic living. Remember, change begins with a decision, your decision, to be brave, to be real, and to embrace the full spectrum of your emotions. The path to true freedom is within your reach. Take that first step now, and trust that you have everything you need inside to create the life you've always wanted.